Welcome back to GoGo Gadget. This is Nambi, and today we are back with our second installment covering the Invicta series. As you know, in our first installment, we talked about Invicta as a brand, and then we talked about some of the watches that Invicta put out, and we kind of compared and contrasted them to the other luxury lines and other luxury brands. So the thing about Invicta, it does not cater for everybody, and I like Invicta because they do make a lot of watches that, you know, that fall in that bigger size range. But at the same time, I do think a lot of the watches are just too, you know, extravagantly big. But then again, there are some people who big watches, you know, who fall under that demographic. So, but for me, I do have that sweet spot. Anything that falls between that 45 to 48 millimeter diameter, I think is a perfect sweet spot in terms of watches. So, you know, right now we are here to talk about the Invicta Pro Diver two-tone stainless watch with band with a polyurinate band, which is I always kind of prefer those sometimes with these kind of watches. It has the sportier, more sturdy look. So, you know, sometimes you can appreciate that it's easier to put on. I think sometimes it's a lot more durable, and then sometimes I like to switch it up and go with a stainless steel bracelet. I think those sometimes give you that professional look, and sometimes, you know, depending on what you use the watches for, those can be sturdy as well. So, but once again, up today we have the once again the Invicta Pro Invicta Pro Diver two-tone stainless watch with a black polyurinate band. This model number is 18041. I think it's 18041. I think that's what the model number is. All right, so let's get right in it. Let's take a look at this bad boy. So this is not an unboxing, as you can see, because this has already been taken out of the box. You know, well, not really. It's still kind of in there, but you know, I opened it and put it right back. All right, so look at this bad boy. So now with the watches, I don't really go too much into features unless it's a watch that's jam-packed with features. But I don't show how to set the time on a watch, how to, you know, set the calendar and things like that. I mean, I think a lot of it is pretty much self-explanatory. So, you know, I think you clicked on the link, so more than likely you were considering purchasing a watch, and this must have fell under your short list of watches that you want to check out. So I'm sure you came here to really get a feel and look of how these watches look. And the thing about it is, you don't see a lot of videos kind of covering a lot of these watches, and that's where I'm trying to fill a void. So somebody is sitting at home saying, you know what, I'm considering this watch, but I just don't see anything about it that makes me want to get it besides these cartoon stock photo pictures that you see on Amazon and eBay. Sometimes those can be annoying, I swear. But there's nothing like a video so you can see the thing up close and personal, like some people do with their videos when they're just like, oh, do you see the details? Do you see how sharp the dial looks and the crown is just well fit? I'm like, dude, move it back. Show us the details. Let's kind of just get up close with that. And then move it back so we can see what this thing really looks like. All right, so let's pop this thing off there. So look at that. You know, I gotta say, when I took this out the box, I love the design on this watch. You know, it has the blue accent on the bands here, and there's something. I think this is what they got me. See, they were consistent here, so they added this blue ring just, you know, below the face here, which is kind of nice. See that? Just like I said in the other video, I'm not a fan of, you know, I just rather, you know, they just make real gold. I don't know what that material is, but it is, you know, it's nice. So it has a nice weight on it. So, and we'll see how it looks when I, you know, actually on a wrist, because I think that's important. But quickly, let's jump into some specs here. So this is a 48 millimeter in diameter watch. Thickness wise, it is 17 millimeters in thickness, which is a sweet spot for me. So this watch is not that heavy. Now, once again, guys, if you're watching this, you have to consider, if you're buying this for a gift, you have to consider who you're buying it for. Do your research. If it's somebody, you know, has a smaller wrist, it may be a tad bit too much for them. This is a man's watch. You know, you don't have to have the biggest wrist, but it does have a nice weight on it. It's not that heavy. That's the good thing. And this, you know, the cameras are never going to do it justice, but in person, this is more of a rose gold. And I know in camera it looks a little bit lighter, but you know, it does have a good size. And like I said, we'll put it on in a minute here and show you everything that you need to see on this watch. Let me see if I can do all of this one-handed. Watch the scales. Watch the scales, guys. Look at that. Look this. Look. Did you see the hand scales on this? Okay, so let's focus. So here's what the back looks like of this watch. All right, and then cool thing about this watch also is you notice that there's a magnifying lens that they've added here, so you can look at that. It's kind of nice, right? So you can actually see the specific day in reference to the calendar, which is kind of cool. All right, cool. So like we'll come right straight back because I have to sit this down and actually put the watch on so you guys can see. Get that angle, and that's how it looks like on the table. Here we are. So this is what the watch looks like on an actual wrist. So as you can see, you know, I'm a big fan of these bands that that have these nice designs on them, because a part of a watch is not just the face of it, but you know, the band as well. So if you have your hand in your pocket, someone can still, you know, see the band and wonder what the watch looks like. So I'm a big fan of these blue accents here. They're inserted into this polyurethane band here. All right, so here's a close-up. Close up the top. And from the side. You guys can see how thick this thing is. Look at that, a forest of hair. Alright, let me put up my arm here. Okay. I want you guys to, you know, and I'm doing this because I want you to get and I'll move back some because I want you to get a, basically an idea of how thick it is, and you can decide if it's something that is too thick to you. I feel like it's fine. Camera may make it look a little big. So then here it is. Let's go up like that. So it's a very nice looking watch. I'm a big fan of the color collaborations with that blue and the gold, the rose gold look. It's kind of rose goldish. But so as you can see, I'm trying to give you guys all angles. You're grabbing or you're holding something. Here's the band and the Invicta logo embezzled on the lock. All right. Once again, this is the model number 18041. It's the Invicta Pro Diver. Why do I keep saying driver? Pro Diver. Not driver. Don't put driver if you're searching for this watch. You get it wrong. It's Pro Diver. There's a, you know, it's, I guess this is supposed to be certified that you can actually dive. That's where they got the term from. That you can actually go swimming and dive up to probably 300 meters underwater with this thing. Now, I think that's part of the flack that Invicta was getting was that they actually weren't certified, where, you know, other brands that were felt, you know, a little shady because they felt like they went through the certification of getting their watches certified for diving, and they can put that claim on their watch that it's a diver. And it was just like, well, I think our watches can do it too. Okay, it's called the Pro Diver. But there it goes. You know, maybe you can test it out, go diving with it, and let us know what you think about it. All right, well, that's it for today. This want to give you guys, you know, a lot of these videos are not updated. Gives you this more in-depth look about these watches. So here you go. Yeah. So I'm Diego Go Gadget. See you guys later.